Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
The man who left racist graffiti on a Warren family's home and slashed their tires learns he's going to spend more time behind bars. Hank?
Donation scams, they're booming right now, and high-tech thieves focusing in on you, those who may be compelled to help those in Haiti or Afghanistan. I'm going to tell you what you need to know before you make a donation. Coming up.
Okay, Hank, and Wayne County's courts are clogged, and tonight a local judge is showing the defenders just how serious it's gotten. It tops our news tonight at 6. The early days of the pandemic put courts way behind, and they're still trying to catch up.
And that means more defendants than normal out on bond. Defender Sean Lay has an inside look at the problem, which the governor spoke about here yesterday. Sean.
The cases are actually mounting, guys. Two new problems here. First, there's the COVID case backlog that we all know about that happened in 2020. They're still trying to get out from under that. Now there's a new wave of cases, police taking illegal guns off the street, those cases going right to court. So judges each day taking case after case, as many as they can.
I start my docket at 8:30 sharp every day. I call my last case at approximately 3:30.
It is nonstop cases for 36th District Judge Kenneth King and all other judges here due to a massive problem of case backlogs all day, every day. He has felony cases where the defendants have been out on bond for months waiting.
People who are out on bond may have an opportunity to go out and reoffend.
When COVID hit, preliminary hearings and jury trials were put on hold. The backlog is now at 5,000 cases. Wayne County would typically have 400 verdicts a year. In 2020, it had 83. Wayne County prosecutor Kim Worthy says part of the spike in crime can be linked to some defendants out waiting.
It is new to us to have these people waiting for trials for so long.
And Worthy says hiring more prosecutors and bringing in more judges is key.
The prosecutor doesn't have enough prosecutors to man another courtroom.
Judge King also telling me he hopes those prosecutors are hired. That will help 36th District open an entire new courtroom that's just sitting there right now and help him also focus on strictly homicide and CSC cases, just to name a few. Now, Kim Worthy and the governor, they were in town yesterday saying funds from the American Rescue Plan, they hope will help make those prosecuting hires, guys. That's how the issue is right now.
Good indicator of just how serious and big this problem has gotten. All right, Sean.
The Biden administration is working to get Americans and allies out of Afghanistan as the Taliban describes how it will govern. The U.S. has secured Kabul's airport and is working to ramp up evacuations to as many as 9,000 people a day. The White House says all U.S. forces will be out of Afghanistan by the end of the month. The Taliban held a news conference offering amnesty to those who helped the U.S., promised women's rights within Islamic law, and promised the country would not be a haven for terrorism. NBC Nightly News has crews on the ground in Afghanistan, and coming up at 6:30, Richard Engel has a look at the rush to get people out and what the future may hold for those who remain. Again, that's ahead at 6:30 on NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt. The events in Afghanistan have left a lot of Americans frustrated and in disbelief. The U.S. spent 20 years, billions of dollars, and sent a lot of our troops home dead or injured. Local 4's Rod Maloney joins us live with the viewpoint of one local disabled veteran. Rod, how long did he serve in Afghanistan?
He was there for 2 tours back in 2011 and 12. And Kim, his name is Sergeant Joshua Corder. He lives in Wyandotte. He did come home with the Purple Heart, and yes, he is in fact disabled. He says he's sickened by the pictures that he's seen out of Afghanistan over the last couple of days, wants whoever made those decisions held accountable. But in the meantime, he says he has a message for other soldiers like him who served in Afghanistan.
The news was great up until then, and then all of a sudden it seemed like we were losing the war. And I was like really motivated to go over there and help out.
Sergeant Joshua Corder enlisted in 2008, spent much of his time in the Army Airborne Infantry, patrolling and assisting with the nationwide election. Having trained, patrolled, and partnered with the Afghani military, he saw people only interested in hanging with the most powerful force at the time, which came to the fore at election time.
Why won't you take your ballots during this democratic election that we helped to enable for you? Why won't you take the ballots to be counted? Isn't that important to you and your new government and everything like that, they're like, we're too scared.
He believes that was because the Taliban were silently living among them, taking notes on who did what, leading to an answer to this question.
How do you get a death list in a day? You know, it's because these people have been watching them and keeping tabs on them and saying, this person's been doing the wrong thing, this person's been doing the wrong thing, this person's been doing the wrong thing. So these are the people we need to target.
As for those horrifying pictures of the deadly situation on the ground over in Afghanistan the past couple of days.
Because even though the Afghans wouldn't fight for their country, we were willing to. And I think that every veteran should take pride in their heart that we tried our hardest for those 20 years. And we literally fought and bled, died, and stood there and watched our friends do the same thing for that country. But we should be proud of that, not feeling defeated.
And he says it's easy to feel defeated, noting that the United States left behind all of that military equipment that now the Taliban has. He worries that that could be used for terrorism there in that region and also around the world. Back to you.
A really powerful perspective, Rod. We mentioned that Sergeant Corder is disabled. How was he injured?
Yes, he was hit by an IED. They were doing a patrol on a highway, and they had dug some particular kinds of rifle rounds into the ground. Apparently, they were a little too deep, which was a benefit for him because he says he would have died had they dug the hole a little bit lighter. But the bomb went off, and he ended up falling down, going to the hospital as they tried to get him there because he was hit pretty badly.
Well, we appreciate his service. Rod, thank you for the story.
Well, we may not be seeing much rain so far this week, but you feel that jump in humidity?
You do. You feel it in this building, too.
Right in here, yes.
Andrew told us it was coming, though. Hi, Andrew.
That's right. It permeates. You're absolutely right there, Kimberly and Devin. You can feel the humidity in the atmosphere. Also, that slight increase in temperatures from yesterday due to the sunshine that we have now. We're just above 80 degrees in some parts of the area. City Airport's at 81. Same thing over in Pontiac. Hello, Ann Arbor. You've got 80 degrees, while we've got 79 over at Metro Airport. Under partly to mostly sunny skies, still looking gorgeous as we look at downtown Detroit. A wind out of the south keeping us warm, but dew points, they're up there back in the middle and upper 60s, adding to that increasing humidity that you can certainly feel. As you can see, we've got temperatures right now that mostly are staying right about where they are, and not that much in the way of showers. Right now we're looking at partly to mostly sunny skies. The showers that we are trying to see here with Storm Tracker 4 really not forming very well. And that's actually good for throughout much of southeast Michigan. We've seen a few blips here on the radar in parts of St. Clair County, but any of these raindrops, if they are there, are basically few and far between. And any that do develop will fade away very quickly. So there's only a slight chance of an isolated shower. But what about later tonight? Because that humidity will still be around. In fact, it will increase. We'll talk more about that, and we'll also talk about your 7-day forecast and this. These are what This is what's left over from Fred. Now a tropical depression. We'll talk about where it goes and your 7-day forecast once again coming up. Remember, you can track Fred, you can track our temperatures, Storm Tracker 4 with the local forecasters app. It is faster, easier, it has our weather forecast on it, and it's free. Search WDIV in your app store.
All right, Andrew. It is the first day that Detroit's most vulnerable people can get their third coronavirus shot at the TCF Center. It comes after a CDC advisory group voted to allow immunocompromised people to get that third dose. Some of the conditions include those being actively treated for cancer, those who are organ transplant recipients, and those with advanced or untreated HIV. We've got the full list at clickondetroit.com. Meantime, the Macomb County Health Department is making plans to offer third doses to the immunocompromised. They will begin making those appointments on Monday, August 23rd. Today, the Biden administration is expected to recommend all Americans get booster shots 8 months after having received their second dose. Also making headlines today, child COVID cases are on the rise. According to a report from the American Academy of Pediatrics, more than 121,000 child COVID-19 cases were reported in the U.S. just in the last week. Children represented 18%, in fact, of the weekly reported cases.
A Warren man is sentenced in an attack on a black family's home. 25-year-old Michael Frederick Jr. was sentenced to 4 to 10 years in prison. He pleaded no contest to charges including ethnic intimidation and shooting at a building. Prosecutors accused him of shooting at the family's home, throwing a stone through their window, slashing their tires, and writing explicit messages at the home. Frederick told the judge he did it because he didn't like the Black Lives Matter sign in the family's window.
The need to help those in Haiti and Afghanistan is huge right now, and unfortunately, scammers know that. Fake online pleas for donations are popping up online. Tonight, the Better Business Bureau has a warning for you. Our consumer investigator, Hank Winchester, does too. He joins us now. Hank, as always, these thieves are playing on the emotional impact of these situations.
They certainly are, Devin. And as you know, Detroiters very generous. They want to help those in need. And of course, we want you to make those donations. We just want you to be smart about it. Take a look. The images out of Afghanistan are heartbreaking. The destruction in Haiti is overwhelming. These major news events showing the desperate need. People need help, and you may be encouraged to give. However, be cautious.
So you have to be very cautious when you're giving your money.
Laura Blankenship is with the Better Business Bureau here in southeastern Michigan.
You'll see nonprofits that just pop up overnight. Well, if you couldn't find any information about that nonprofit prior to whenever the event happened, then that's a huge red flag.
If you want to donate, do your homework about the organization. Who is collecting that donation? How is the money going to be used? And how much will actually go to those in need on the ground?
You have to be very careful and make sure you're looking up the name of the organization. Make sure you're seeing whether or not there's a presence on the ground in the area that they say that they are helping.
GoFundMe accounts can be great to help those in need, but pay attention to who's actually collecting the money. Who set up that account? And what are they doing with the cash?
While those crowdfunding sites do a very good job of making sure that the money goes to the campaign organizer, that does not mean that the organizer knows the people that it says that it's going to.
And pay very close attention to the web address because, for example, you might think that you're donating to the United Way, but these scammers may create another website, unitedwaygive.net, for example. So make sure that you're on the actual website of the organization that you want to make a donation to. We're live here tonight. Hank Winchester, help me, Hank.
All really good advice. All right, Hank.
Still ahead, why the next few days might be a great time to adopt a pet for much less than you would usually pay.
Also, animal rights advocates are giving Ann Arbor a round of applause over what you soon won't be able to buy there. We'll be right back.